Greetings, welcome. I am here and I made this video for you to let you know I am proudly a non-certified tarot reader. And you're like, what? Don't you want to say, hey, I have this little piece of paper that says I can do this? No. My belief is that tarot reading certifications are bullshit. One, there is no real authority as far as tarot readings go. There are tarot reading associations, there's really good ones, there's whatever. All a certification can tell you is that this person took a course and they seem to have learned from it and now they can read tarot. The most it could tell you is that somebody learned the meanings of the 78 tarot cards. It's not going to tell you how good they are at relating these meanings or interpreting them for your particular situation. So I am proudly a non-certified tarot reader because I am more concerned about really letting you get to know me as a professional tarot reader, not to dazzle you with some piece of paper that says I can do this. I am a psychic tarot reader, okay? I rely on my psychic ability and my intuition to interpret the cards for you, give you some insight, and really the main goal is empowering you and your life. And there's no certification for that. There's no such thing as a certified psychic. That's just not something that requires a certification for, and it's nothing that can really be regulated, and there's no authority that could say, oh yes, they're a good psychic, or yes, they're a good tarot reader. All they can do is say you finished this course. Now that doesn't mean that I'm downing anybody who sells tarot courses. If you want to learn tarot reading, go take a course, go get some books from a library, buy some books. That is awesome. Okay, if you want to learn to do tarot, do it. Just don't buy into the high-priced certification courses. Go for the courses that are wanting to teach you how to read tarot. And that's the thing about too, is somebody could teach you and you can memorize the 78 tarot cards, but they're so different in so many different situations, and they work together as well. It's not just about what does this one card mean, what does it mean when you get this and this card together, or what happens when you get this card and this card together. It's totally different, and even the order that you draw them, or how you even do the reading in the first place. There's so many different ways, and there's no real guarantee of what you're going to get in a tarot reading. So certification is this bullshit, okay? This isn't something that's regulated. There's no rules to it. But there is a code of ethics. Most tarot readers have a code of ethics. As a professional, I do. If you go to my website, psychicallyyours.net, of course there'll be a link in the description. There is the page. It's called Online Tarot Reading Requests, because all my tarot readings are online. In that, it'll have a link to my code of ethics. When you go to purchase a tarot reading, it will have my terms of use or terms of service that you have to agree to, and those can give you some ideas, the basis of what rules, what ethics I follow as a tarot reader, and they go along with a lot of other tarot readers' ethics and what they believe is right in this industry to do. So, and I follow fortune-telling laws and all that, and tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only, which leads me to my other point of why certification is bullshit, because it is a form of entertainment. It's an enlightening, empowering entertainment, okay? But it's still just that. It is a service, and it's a spiritual service, but at the same time, it's not like a lawyer, and it's not a nurse or a doctor. So if you're looking for advice in those realms, you have to go to those professionals. Even mental health, it can help you with your mental health, and it can be a great addition to counseling. And it can be great if you're not really needing to go as far as going to a professional therapist or counselor. It can really help you in, not really in the, like, if you don't have like a serious mental illness. If you're just a regular Joe that's down or confused about a situation, tarot reading can be great because it doesn't really, it's not as bad as you need a counselor for it. It's more of you need to figure out the situation, and it can help you lead to the right direction. It helps you connect with your spirit, higher power, deity of choice, angels, guardians, whatever it is. It's really helping you with that connection. So it's not something you can be certified in. So I am proudly non-certified because of what I am, and that's the professional tarot reader. Now you're probably like, well, what does that mean exactly? I have delved in and studied the tarot and continue to do so probably till the day I die, because it's something I have just been pulled towards. It's something I feel fulfilled in learning. Now, part of that learning, yes, is reading books, maybe taking courses, maybe doing some exercises, and not only in tarot, but in how to increase my psychic ability and tune in with my intuition. Okay, and that includes, like I said, exercises. It's actually working with the tarot cards on a daily basis, not just learning them by reading what they mean, or reading about how to read them from other experienced readers, but actually spending time and using my intuition, using psychic connection with the other side, with higher power, to really get a deep knowledge that only I can get. Because that's the thing about the mysteries. A lot of people, oh, it's secret information, and that was a big thing with Arthur White, is that he's letting out some of these secrets that the Golden Dawn held, and he's held to keep these secrets. But the thing is, especially if you're into like Wicca and witchcraft or that realm, which I am, yes, very much into, is something you learn is that it's not that these mysteries are a secret, it's that you have to experience them to know them. Nobody can tell you through written words, speech, or whatever. You have to experience it to know it. So that's my other part, is that can't be certified. There's no really outside authority that can say, hey, they know the mysteries, or hey, they have really high psychic ability, or whatever. You can look at it and study it in a scientific view, or in a scientific study, really study psychic ability, intuition, and all of that. But it's not something anybody has any authority or outside knowledge that can guarantee that, hey, they can give you a great tarot reading. All you can know is word of mouth, and that's how most tarot readers operate. And if you go to my website, on my homepage, you'll see some reviews, and then on some of my articles you'll see reviews. And if you go to my Facebook, link down below, you can see some reviews from people I have given tarot readings for. Some of them have been video readings. Some of them have been written readings. I offer 3 different types: live Skype readings, pre-recorded videos, and also like PDF written readings, which I'll have all 3 of them. I'll give you pictures of your actual like cards, so you can look back on them. And like the Skype, you can choose to record it so you can go back and review it later. Of course, the pre-recorded video and the written ones, you can go back. And I definitely encourage, it's always great to go back to your reading later on. That's how it can even help you down the road. It's not just like a one-time thing. It's something that can really help you as you move forward in your life. So I'm a professional tarot reader. Now, here's this thing about tarot readers. It's like, for you to be a reader, you have to be gifted your first deck. I wasn't really gifted my first deck. I bought it with my husband's money or whatever. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time when I bought my first deck. So it was kind of with his money, so I guess you kind of could say it's a gift, because he kind of bought it for me, but at the same time, I was being a homeschool teacher to my daughter and a homemaker, so I was really earning that money as well, because I was part of that family unit. But he was the one bringing in the money, so I guess you could say it was a gift. But the really cool thing is that my entrance into being a professional tarot reader, and that is going off of the basic definition that a professional is somebody who gets paid to do what they do. So like a professional tarot reader is a professional because people pay them to do it. That was what makes you a professional. The first time I ever got paid for a reading, I did not ask. It was not the first reading I've ever done, but it's the first reading I ever done for a stranger face to face. Now, I had done readings for other people, strangers, over the internet. I had done readings face to face with like my husband and friends. But this first time there was an outsider, somebody I've never met before, that I read for, and it was face to face, and it was in my own home. And she gave me money afterwards. She liked the reading, and so she gave me money, and she said in her culture, she believes that people with these abilities who give these services deserve to be taken care of, okay? Not compensated, taken care of. And that's something I hold with me. That is my idea going into this business, is that I believe it's exchange. I give you a service and you repay me in whatever way back. That's how society really works. In this society, it's money. If you look at a tribal society, they would not let the medicine man starve. They would not let him go naked, or her, or whatever. Everybody has their own roles. This is a role I feel. Like I said, I have studied tarot. I have worked with tarot for years. I have given readings, and I just feel called to it. And the universe just handed me, hey, this is how you should make money. And this happened, this story I just related to how she paid me. This happened years ago, okay? This wasn't like yesterday. This was a long time ago, and I've gone several different ways with my career. And really at that time I had no desire to really become a professional tarot reader. I was just really pulled to the practice. I was doing it every day, and I was going online and doing daily cards, and like I said, I was reading for friends online, strangers. They became friends online. So it's just something I really wanted to do. It's just something I was inexplicably pulled to do. When I started really diving into tarot, reading about it, studying it, using it every day, and practicing on a daily basis, I dreamt about it. And you could say, yeah, of course you dreamt about it, just like you dream about your job, because you're doing it all the time. And so you're learning about it, so your mind is still going on and processing it, so especially that learning phase. But honestly, even since then, I feel like I have done this in past lives. Like, I feel like it is so easy for me to absorb the meanings, to understand the tarot and how to use it. And a lot of times I find I'll start doing something I never really heard of in the books or anybody else, but then later in the little tarot reading communities that I am, people will say, hey, this, or I'll read a different book and it'll be like, oh, you should try this. I'm like, I already do. I just came up with it. So is this something I have a natural aptitude, and I say that a lot in my descriptions and social media, is that I am a natural tarot reader, which means, yeah, basically that it just comes naturally to me. It's kind of like somebody who goes out and does anything, like a you know, like the people who can pick up any instrument and play it without even hearing of this instrument before. They can pick up some crazy instrument they've never seen before and just immediately start making music. And there's a lot of theories that that's because they were able to play these, or they learned it in a past life, so they already know it. They're just remembering it. They pick it up and they remember it because it was imprinted on their soul. So that's what I feel about tarot, is it is imprinted on my soul. That is who I am. I am meant to be some kind of spiritual, I hate to say leader, but kind of like that, a spiritual person, a person who is devoted their life to having that psychic connection with our big psychic web that all connects us, because we're all connected. I just tap into that and I go through the channel right to you when you request a reading. I'm focusing on you, and I'm tapping into you and what you need to hear, what's going to help you, what's going to empower your life, what advice you need. Not necessarily what you want to hear, but the advice you need to hear. And I've had so many readings where people are like, ah, yes, you know, I know what to do now, or they get a little bit more clarity, or at the very least, like, yeah, that makes sense, and you are definitely describing what I'm going through, but they might be having might have a little difficult time actually getting over it from there, because it takes your power and energy. You have to overcome the situation yourself. All I am doing is giving you the tools to do it, a little bit clearer view of what your higher power is trying to get through to you, and all that good stuff tarot does. It's about having that intuitive connection, because I'm a psychic tarot reader, and that's why I'm proudly not certified, because I am not somebody that's going to spit out a memorized meaning to a card. I'm going to give you the interpretation, what it's trying to tell you, the real spiritual enlightenment, at least as far as that situation or that problem is going. It's giving you some direction, it's giving you insight, enlightenment, empowerment in your life, and that's something that can't be regulated, and there's no outside authority that can say, hey, yeah, they can do that for you. You just have to take what other people have said about it, and whether or not you feel pulled, use your own intuition. Everybody has intuition. I'm just saying, I'm devoting my life to strengthening my psychic ability for your benefit. That is my professional mission. And it's through learning the tarot. The tarot is my tool to help you. That's why it's psychically yours. I kind of think of it like sincerely yours. It's a salutation. It's a, this is for you, from me. I use my psychic ability to help you out. Much love, peace, all of that. Give you peace of mind. That is what I'm all about. So I'm proudly not certified as a tarot reader. I am one who is proudly connecting with spirit on a daily basis, not just using the tarot, but just in general, heightening my psychic ability, opening my third eye, and being of service to my worldwide community. That is my devotion, and that is why I am proudly non-certified, because I'm not about proving that I have certain knowledge or that I went through a certain course. I've read many, many books. I actually have a stack of books right here of some that I have. I have so many on Kindle. I've had so many I got from the library. So let me show you, okay? Let's see, like I have the Mother Peace deck, and I have 2 books I've read for that. It's Mother Peace, Way to the Goddess Through Myth, Art, and Tarot, and then Rituals and Practices with the Mother Peace Tarot. These are great books. They help me get a real connection. I love reading the guidebooks for each deck I have, and I have several decks, and I'll have several more decks. I'll always be collecting them, because as a tarot collector, they're addictive. So I love reading the guidebooks because it gives me the perspective of the artist and of the creator. Some tarot, the idea is made by one person, they're the author, and somebody else actually drew the images or painted the images or whatever. Other ones, the person came up with the idea and they made the images. So either way, I like to get their perspective, what their intent was when they made it, where their inspiration came from. I love to hear that, because it helps me gain a little bit more insight into the symbology in that particular deck, and it helps me get a connection with it, because each deck has its own energy, its own helpfulness. There's always the default Rider White, or Whitesmith deck as I prefer to call it, and it can really be used for any type of reading, and it's kind of my default deck. There's a great book if you're watching this because you're kind of interested in learning about tarot, or you started learning about it and you're trying to get some more information. This is a great book. It is Secrets of the Whitesmith Tarot. This really helped me get a connection with the Whitesmith Tarot deck. It really gives you some insight into the lives of Arthur White and his inspiration for creating tarot deck. And then also it gives you insight into Pamela Coleman Smith, also known as Pixie, and she did the artwork, and which this deck is the basis of hundreds of other decks. So it's a really good one to learn, and what a lot of people suggest you start out with. So, and this is a really good book because there's a lot of people who are like, man, I don't really connect with this. This symbology, it's kind of old, it's kind of Christian-y, and so forth and so on. This book can really help. It helped me at least. I also have this big fabulous book here, hardback. It's the Deviant Moon Tarot, and it's a book, and it has glossy pages and beautiful full color pictures of the cards. Oh, looky here. That's the Ten of Swords right there. But that's an interesting one to go in. He's kind of trapped in there by his thoughts. But it also shows, see if I can find like some artwork that led to the cards. It's great. It really takes you through kind of the history of the creation of that deck. And I have this deck, and sometimes I use it to read for others. And it is really awesome artwork. Very, very popular deck. If you can get your hands on this book, definitely. It's an awesome, awesome book. It is not cheap, but it is an awesome book. Really worth the read. But you don't need this book to read that deck. Because like I said, I like to get insight and get connected with the deck by knowing where the artist is coming from. Other decks don't come with books. I have a deck. I don't have it on me. I should have left it out. But it just came with a scroll. And it's the deck I use for a lot of love readings. And it just came with a little scroll. It didn't come with a book. They have no other explanation. Some of the cards, it's only like a sentence or a couple of phrases as far as what they mean. Because that creator's idea is that you need to connect with your spirit. The idea behind that deck, it's called the Sacred Bridges deck because it's about making those sacred bridges. It's bridging and connecting with higher self, with your spirit, and so forth. So they don't want to give you a bunch of interpretations. They want you to be able to glean and interpret it for yourself. And I found that deck really great for love readings, and really give depth for those. They've just been great for that, even though that's not really their intention. Their intention wasn't for it to be used for love readings, but I've had great results using it in that fashion. So, and another book, this little bitty one, it's a little bitty version of The Key to the Tarot by Arthur White, also known as the Pictorial Key to the Tarot, even though it has no pictures. It's just Arthur White's description of the cards, his ideas around tarot. He has very interesting ideas on how to read tarot, and you can learn more about that in that other book I showed you, The Secrets of the White Smith deck. It lets you in on a little bit of how Arthur White read the tarot. So that's some of the learning I've had. Like I said, that is like a mere fraction of what I've read on tarot and what I've studied on tarot. Like I said, I've done and researched online. I've read way more books. These are actually more recent ones that I actually bought the physical copies of, just because I want to reference them back so much. I have more on my Kindle that were great. I've read books that are more about how to read tarot than what the meanings are, and those are great too. If you're learning, you need to learn all aspects to learn the meanings of the cards, but memorizing 78 meanings doesn't make you a tarot reader. It makes you a memorizer, and they're great. It's a great foundation for being a tarot reader. But it'd be just like being a certified tarot reader. Great, you took a course, you passed it, awesome. You know these tarot cards really well, but what about your intuition? What about your psychic connection? These are other things that you need to be a good tarot reader, which most tarot readers have. These really good ones, these renowned ones, is this connection to the other side. That's the bigger part of it than knowing what the heck these cards mean. Because knowing what they mean is fine and dandy, but how do you interpret it? How does it relate to your situation? That is what people really need. So I'm not certified because I'm not going down that route. It's not about a studious textbook tarot reading. You can get that online for free from a robot that was programmed with the meanings for each card for any position it could be in. Great. I'm here to give that spirit to it. I'm here to give you that connection with the other side, with your own higher power. So that is what I'm about, and that is why I am proudly non-certified. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm always trying to make videos like this because I want you to really get to know me as a tarot reader outside of readings. I don't see a lot of tarot readers. I mean, there's a lot of tarot readers on YouTube, but a lot of the ones I see doing readings, they're either doing live feeds of readings or whatever. I just want to give that little unique spin of having videos, getting to really know me, but not through, like, a lot of tarot readers, like, I'm really avoiding doing this. I've thought about doing it. A lot of tarot readers give you this, like, tarot reading on a weekly basis, monthly, and it's for each astrological sign, your sun sign, you know. I don't want to do that. I just feel repelled by that. I don't see anything wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody who's on YouTube or doing it in print on their website, doing tarot scopes or nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. I've read them and they're great. I just don't feel like that's me. It's going to make it harder for people to find me, of course, because that's what people are looking up. They're looking up tarot reading for Libra or Virgo or Leo or whatever you are. I just don't do that. Like I said, I can't do a stock reading without having that connection with you, because I'm a psychic tarot reader, and I really, all these tarot scopes and stuff pale in comparison to a good personal reading. But I do a daily reading. It's just a one card. It's this kind of energy that is surrounding me at the time. You could call it a daily card. But I found when I did daily cards in the past, people will come months, sometimes years later, and be like, oh wow, this is really what I needed to hear right now. So I really put them out there with the idea that the universe is bigger than me, and time is just an illusion, and it could apply to any time. That's why it's tarot card of the now. So it's something that will apply to you. It could apply to anybody at any time. They're just kind of those stock readings, and they're just kind of put out there for whatever you believe in, whatever higher power to put in your place when you need it. So that is the point of that. And also it gives you an idea how I read, how I am as a tarot reader, what you might expect when you get a reading for me, at least if you're getting it in the format of like a video. I also do them in a written form. I kind of do a brief like summary type reading on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter of the exact same card every day. And it helps me begin the day opening up my psychic channel and really getting in tune and have that third eye open for the day. Really good way to start the day. And they seem to always relate to me. There are always great advice in there that I take. A lot of times I do a personal card. I want to show you a card. It's from an oracle deck. I'm more of a tarot person. I'm talking about tarot, but I also have incorporated some oracle cards because they have some benefit too, but I'm still kind of really on the learning stages there. I do offer like a one card oracle reading and a two card, one tarot, one oracle reading, but today I pulled Authenticity out of what's it called? The Circus Soul Oracle. It's the same. It's from Rachel Marie Paul. She's on Etsy. She does the Dark Carnival Tarot. It's the first deck I ever had. And this is great. Authenticity is about being authentic, and that's why I made this video today, because I pulled this card. And it had a lot to do with the tarot card of the now I pulled today. I was like, oh, this totally relates. Oh my gosh, this energy is really pulling me. And like I said, I do these videos so you get to know me, at least as a tarot reader, and a video especially, so you get to know where I'm coming from, why I read tarot, why do I think I'm a professional. Because I've studied it, because I've used it for so long. Just because higher power says that's what I need to be doing, that is what I have been doing for many a lifetime. It's just my purpose, not just as a person, just on a spiritual soul level. That's who I am. That's the role I play in my lifetimes, is to be that service to humanity, my fellow humans. I am dedicating my life to staying focused on intuition and staying connected with the other side so I can benefit those who can't do that or who need to gain a connection or don't have a strong connection and need a little help sometimes. I am here for you. I am the tarot reader with heart because I have compassion. I am definitely an empath. So as far as those go, yes, that's why I'm a tarot reader with heart. That's why I drew the logo that I have for my website and all that. And I just did the website to show you I'm legit. I'm willing to give my all to this. I'm willing to invest in this cause, in this profession. So that is why I'm a professional tarot reader and why I refuse to get certified, because I am ordained to do this for you from something much higher than any legal or state authority. I say screw the state. I am acting from a higher authority, and it does not have paper, let alone little certifications to dole out to good little learners. I'm very studious. Even in spite of that, I am still studious, but it's way more than taking a course or learning it on a physical level. It's about learning it on a totally spiritual level. So that's where I come from. If you're really connected, you don't have to buy a tarot reading. You might not really need one right now, but definitely subscribe because you can get more videos. You can get the daily videos, interactive tarot readings. I have a lot of fun stuff you can do with tarot, and I'm always doing more stuff and relating all kinds of information about tarot here and tarot cards and all that. So make sure to subscribe so you can get more of that fun stuff. You can watch more of it in my crazy self. So I have this deck out and I figured I'd pull a card. I think this is how a good ending to the video. Let's pull a card. And this card is going to represent me, okay? This card is me and what I offer you, because this is about you. That's why it's psychically yours. It's what my psychic ability can do for you. So this is me, my psychic ability, and what it can do for you. What's the card? Oh, it's the World. It's inverted. Yeah, I read inverted cards. Don't be scared of them. It's just another perspective. Sometimes it doesn't even change the meaning of the card. It just gives you a little bit different perspective. Sometimes it totally turns it on end and whatever. It means different things. It's not always the same meaning reverse. So don't ever feel like, oh no, it's reverse. That's horrible. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. But anyway, so me as a tarot reader, what do you get? Okay, so we have the World inverted. The World is about beginnings and ends. So there is this cycle and this connection. I love that I pulled this card, and I love that it's reverse. And I'll tell you why, of course, because I'm reading this for me, for you? What? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so this is about completions, about endings and beginnings, and that's great, because really inverted, I mean, how do you turn a circle upside down? You can't, right? It's always the same no matter what position it is. Of course, this is kind of an oval, but you get the idea. Cycles, beginning, endings, they're the same, and this is kind of looking at the other end. And that's what I give you when you are stuck. Completion. When you feeling like you need closure, when you need empowerment, that's what I give you. The ability to have clarity. I am totally see-through, and every day I become more and more see-through. That's the authenticity card. Taking off that mask. Because what's really serving you is what's on the inside. It's not the outside exterior. I know I'm crazy tattooed and all that. It's because I wanted to put my soul on my sleeve. I wanted make the outside like the inside. I want to match the higher with the lower. um, and all of that. That is my destiny for this body, is to totally dissolve what society has pressed upon it and start anew, to destroy these limiting beliefs, these limiting morals, supposed morals, and give you a better life, to help you break down things that are holding you back, fears, doubts, and give you clarity, to give you power to do what you need to do, to understand what you need to understand. Again, my readings are all about empowerment, about coming full circle and being ready to start out on a new adventure. Blessed be.